And welcome back to the subway. We've been here a long time now. 42%. Time to start part 5. Hoping that the second tunnel, I believe, is going to be a bit easier. We've got tons of graffiti still, both on the advertising hoardings and also on the walls, and even on the display. That's gross. Who graffitis the display? Seriously. Let's put it on at least the short extension for this. A bit further back. Start off with a ding. Yeah, it looked like there wasn't so much mould on the walls and floor and stuff, at least, of the main tunnel. So I'm hoping that'll go much smoother, because I should just be able to use the yellow nozzle across the whole thing. Unlike the first tunnel where I started off just tackling mould and having to turbo everything. And even the pillars look like they are largely free of graffiti, which would be nice. It's just the end walls is the worst part of it. But I'm kind of optimistic, maybe, just maybe, we can get the second tunnel completely done today. There's still stuff to do on this. If we can get this tunnel done today and then just have the central bit, because the first side was 42%, second side should be the same, that'll be 84%, and it should just be a 16% for the final bit, which should just be a single session, you'd think. What is there remaining on this? I bet it's just up the top there. Where's our ladder? We're gonna need that anyway. And we can always just put it over the other side. Yeah, there we go. To get rid of it, we can just do this, and just do, like... if it'll let me. There you go. Just to get it out of the way. Right, should we start with the advertising hoardings again? Looks like there's lots of... This is where the graffiti is, so this is where it'll be more annoying. But the rest of the grime seems to be coming off pretty easily, at least. It's just people who think they're funny by doing tagging. We've got some clever political commentary on this one. Catman, apparently. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of cats either, but if Catman is your best epithet against someone, you should probably try to be a bit more inventive. Clean up Caldera City and beyond. I mean, that's a bit out of your jurisdiction, surely. I do like the little subtext at the bottom. This political advert is sponsored by the Jeff Jefferson the 12th 1984 election campaign fund. I'd like to make it clear that he is talking metaphorically about cleaning up the city, and that he has no intention of getting on his expensively tailored knees and scrubbing the city, or any kind of manual labour for that matter. Presumably he's talking about, like, corruption and stuff. That sounds like he introduced a lot of that instead. But I'm sure that defacing the billboard made a huge difference. Given that I believe that he or his descendant is the mayor anyway, it clearly doesn't make any difference. Maybe do a, like, information pamphlet drop next time instead. Meanwhile, what do we got on this one? Oh, now it's the cat doing the defacement, looks like. How very clever. Let's get rid of this unfunny chap. Bit of tenacious stain there as well. I hope that's your arm. I'm sure the poster on the other side was like red instead of green. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. You either follow the lines and just kind of trace it, but it's a bit thick paint-wise, so just gonna need to go over it again anyway. There's also other just random smudges, it seems, on this. So you can see how just having to deal with the paint slows you down so much. Just did the surface scrubbing really quickly, and now it's just slow. If people could just not, that would be nice. So you can get some really nice graffiti art. This is not that. This is lazy tagging. Nice. Much better. That was quick. The difference of not having mould. What do we got on this one then? It's like a strongman or something. Showing some people playing on the helter-skelter, apparently. Okay, with just exclamation marks. Alright. And then, oh, it's like King Kong, okay. Very clever. Well, we're just going to reverse dot matrix him away. New for 84. Wow. And missing bits, apparently. Oops, wrong one. Just some random smudges, looks like. Or just some bits of paint that we didn't quite get the first time. Bit of both. And maybe having to do the edges. Yeah, there we go. To get a better angle on the edge. Do that side, get onto the platform to get a better angle at the top. Oh, now we're too far away. Now we're not. Just to make sure we get the side there. And underneath. Oh, and another driving me nuts sign. Someone has decided to accentuate the borders, apparently, but not very well because it cut through the text, so that's pretty badly done right there. Very poor formatting. Apparently the car has a top hat and sharp teeth and maybe a tie. Okay. Oh, and big arms. Right. I see. How inspired. It's turbo at this time because we keep missing little bits on the paint strips. And this should help make sure that we don't. Still seem to be. But that might be bits that I didn't realise had paint on them. Sorry car, you're no longer buff. We've already cleaned you anyway. I mean, it is a fun little kind of thing that they do with these. The mirror posters are the most boring ones because I prefer maybe if it showed the mayor's house because that's the bit that we actually have cleaned. Okay, that was absurdly generous. And there's the lights. And this lights. A little bit more TLC, there we go. Siege, probably. Yep. Okay, so ceiling was what we started with last time, I believe. Gonna need at least the long extension. May as well just go extra long, just to make sure. Well, we should try the long, because that'll be a slightly wider track. Yeah, and this is cleaning off everything quite nicely at the moment. Bit of an overlap where there's the lichen. Don't walk forward until you're at the edge. This is so much nicer than having to go over with the turbo through mould. We'll see if it lasts though. But if we can get the whole way down and not encounter any mould, that would be so good. I know there's some oil on the tracks at one point, so that'll be pretty hard to shift. But before I committed to doing this challenge, I did test against the biplane or the stunt plane, whatever it is. And that has a lot of oil and stuff on it as well. And it could be cleaned with this, just with the red. It's no worse than just paint. So, yeah. That should be fine. Which I feel is a bit of almost a mistake in some respects. It's like maybe even the basic washer should have just 1 point in ingrained or something, so it's slightly okay against the likes of mould. But then have nothing for oily, because that should be harder to shift surely. That would be a bit more reasonable. It means you would be able to use the yellow on mould, just it would still take a lot longer. So I forget what the ratings actually are. Yeah, oily, ingrained, and stubborn are all nothing. It would be nice if they were at least like 1 there and then just leave oily at the bottom. I don't have the others to compare against, so... We could look in the shop, but I can't be bothered. Fairly sure the urban does have at least like 1 tick in each of those, I think. It might have still nothing on oily, I'm not sure. We twisted a bit. Looking off center for some reason. There we go. That's it. Might be missing little bits here and there, but hopefully it won't matter too much. And at least it shouldn't be a big deal to come back and find them again. If we've missed anything, it should be noticeable, like that little smudge back there. This is so much nicer than what I have been having to do. It's a nice reprieve before we get to the graffiti again on the walls. And I mean, the walls will be one of the last things I actually do for this tunnel, so I'm hoping I can really rack up some percentage. We're already 5% in, and we're not even 20 minutes into the recording, so that's really good compared to what we were managing on the other tunnel. Really ahead of the pace. Because it took us, like, over an hour to get 10% on the first tunnel. Almost halfway done this ceiling now. We could even have been doing like all the way down on the side there. There we go. Yeah, we could have been working on that platform wall bit too if we really wanted to. Because it looks like it'll just clean pretty naturally as well. It's part of the same arc. The wall on the other side I'd rather just do separately. Do up to the cable on there. And like stand on the platform and shoot across at that to get a good angle on the top of the cable, hopefully. Yeah, the only thing with the wall bit is the weird angles when I don't move far enough up. And then I miss bits. That's fine, I mean we can come back and do that separately. So obviously the beam gets thinner as you get close to it, so you kind of have to do an extra layer on the wall to make sure that you're covering the same as what you're doing on the ceiling. Gotta remember the ceiling is our first priority. Almost 50% now. It's 8% already. That's great. Maybe, just maybe we can finish off with 3 sessions instead of the 4 that I was expecting. And then I think, what do we got after this? We'll have the fortune teller we've already unlocked. The one after that, I remember there's the crystal ball on the fortune teller table that shows the desert statue, I think it is. Or like a desert scene, so you know that's where you're going next. I believe the desert statue, the ancient statue, I think is the one after that. And then I think it might be the stunt plane, because I know that's in there somewhere. I don't remember anything else in the big hangar. Then after the stunt plane, I'm not sure what else comes after that. I can't remember. It's been a long time. The ancient hand. I can't remember what the technical term for that one is, but that comes in somewhere around there. And then I think it's the fishing boat after that. And then I think it must be on to just the final couple after that. We're getting closer. I'm really looking forward to running this all back with the Pro Washer instead, including the earlier levels where you don't even get it at that stage. Like, I could always just not do those because that's a bit cheap, but we'll just blitz through them basically. It's like, yeah, we were never meant to have this power at this stage. Basically, New Game Plus is the idea. Oh yeah, the wall extends to the floor down here, so I'm not going to actually finish that feature off at the same time anyway. Let's just focus on the ceiling. Nice. And we're over 50%. Beautiful. Oh, we haven't done the lights down here. Let's light it up a bit. Now on the other side, I did get up on the ladder at various points and spray this cable, but then I got down to the other end and it just dinged without me doing like the last 20% or something, it felt like. So I'm gonna hope that I can just do this now. Winter Wonderland again. It's what this one sounds like. Okay, no, let's not do the cable by itself. That's kind of pointless. But we can use it to kind of dictate the sections that we do here. I feel like I'm missing, like the edges are not very hard with this one. I think we need the extra long for here. Because we're actually a little bit further away than we were to the ceiling when we were at the side of the track like this. We could probably stand a little bit closer too. We can do a bit of up-down instead of left-right for a change. So I was trying to turn my mouse DPI down, but it's actually on the lowest setting, it seems. That's weird. I thought there was another one below this. Do you have like a clutch thing that I... Oh, that's not configured. Never mind. Because I never actually installed the Razer software that came with my mouse. So it's just the defaults. This is going so much faster than the other side. So good. Okay, now here's where we got up to with the cable bit. So we'll just wash over it on the way down and up and see what that does. Do this light as well. Light up the way as we go. Almost at the halfway point. I'm so glad that whoever it was who did all of the mould in the first part of that other tunnel was distracted or restrained from doing the same thing over this side. Maybe they hit their quota. So this is the side of the tunnel that's clearly had some water leakage. We're just going to go mouldy on this and mossy down the other end. The moss was fine, that came off easier. Oh, there's the track that we started with. It's not doing weird things and not recognizing music again, is it? We should be able to... yeah, fine. We could tell by scrolling up in the chat, but I can't bother. Something with a similar title anyway. So halfway between the advertisements should mean we're about halfway down this tunnel, I think. I don't think we were cleaning the above the advertisements on the other tunnel, or the other end, but that's what we're doing now, it seems. May as well. Very curious to see where it is that the cable decides to be finished, because it's starting to look pretty done on the tracker. And you'd kind of expect that it should be at a similar state as the wall itself, because yeah, it's a smaller feature. It's the same length, and it's just this, like a consistent width and everything, so for the same amount of progress down the wall, you'd expect it to be showing similarly, but it's all proportion. But it's instead almost finished, apparently. Yeah, it's gonna ding any moment now. Yup, there we go. Wow. We still had so many sections to go here. We really didn't have to care about hitting the top of it at all. See little bits that I've missed on some of these up-downs, but I'm hoping it won't matter. I'm expecting it won't matter. It's a case of not going too quickly as you get to the end, as you get eager to see it finish. There we go, lovely. Alright, so now we just work our way down. Gonna do left rights now instead of up downs. Maybe we go as far as the stripe and work our way across. I could stand a lot closer, of course, and maybe use a different extension, but this way you don't have to move as much. You can see more in your field of view, and I kind of prefer that. I still wish the stripe was another ding break. But failing that, we're just gonna go down as far as that anyway. These sections I managed to go all the way down there as well. Here's the halfway point. We're a little under halfway, which makes sense because the lower part is slightly more than half. Down. And we're almost at the end of this. Again. We are ripping through this. Okay, now we are going to swap to the short extension, stand a lot closer for the bottom section. That's largely so that I can tell if I've missed things, because I can also be looking up at the... Oh, we've got this cable down the bottom, that's right. We need to kind of... We can't have... Maybe we do still stand back and have the other extension, because I need to actually clean underneath that to a certain extent. Yeah, I need at least the long. I don't think we need the extra long anymore. We need at least the long. And that's just to get underneath that cable at the far side there. I mean, you can just do that as a... Yeah, you know what? We can just do that separately if we find we need to. We'll just stand in the middle where there's a little bit of dip. So we'll get a slight angle on it anyway. And we'll just hope that's enough. Just do it like section by section as according to this cable. Tilt our view down a bit too. But we can also see as we go along where there's bits that we've missed, especially on the blue stripe line there. Actually, is that just a... That's just a defect or part of the reflection, it seems. Because there's that same defect in every single place. That's weird. Once again, you do make sure you don't go like too fast. It's trying to do it in time with the music too quickly. Half beats only, that's all. Or the opposite. Well, that was fun. Couple little spots I missed up there. Going too fast still. Even after reminding myself not to. By 60% we'll get another factoid. Almost done this half. The cable goes the whole length, of course. Wow, that was very generous. Okay, I don't need to worry about the bits underneath the cable after all. Or maybe because I was doing them, that's why it gave me a good ding. A good ding as opposed to a bad dong. If you don't get that reference, look up Big Fat Quiz. Such a stupid but funny clip. Just make sure I was centered in the middle again. It seems to hold our trajectory pretty well, just going left and right. That doesn't seem to allow, we don't have a good enough, a steep enough angle to pop out of the groove in the middle. So that's good, we can just, yeah, groove. Not quite Groove Armada, but... So glad lichen doesn't count as a stubborn or ingrained stain. Maybe it is a stubborn one, and that's why we need to use the yellow on it. But at least we have some points in the, or a point in that, I think. This is almost more of a lounge tune than a jazz one. Where's the yacht club after all? There we go, 60%. Reopened again following extensive repointing in 1923 by Jefferson the 11th. Closed again the following fall after the shocking revelation that Wilberforce Thrust had been using it to funnel train trucks full of stolen money out of town. And that's the mayor's job. The money was never recovered. Funny that. And that's why Blake Thrust now has a futuristic jet with laser beams. Presumably. Okay, that's the cable done, even though there are still 3 sections to go. See, on the one hand, I shouldn't complain, but that's also very inconsistent with what's required on these other features, like, again, with the same sort of deal as with the upper cable, I've been cleaning it at the same rate as I've been cleaning this whole wall. So the rate of completion should be relative, it should be consistent. But it didn't need me to do these 3 whole sections, whereas this wall is going to take me right to the bottom. I mean, which is fair enough, but I'd expect the same from the cable. Like, it should have dinged when I got to this bit, maybe, if I was doing a thorough job. It shouldn't have done it back there. Still. Can't be too bad. With this, on the other hand, we might be a little bit bad. Back to the horrible graffiti. It's not even graffiti, I guess, technically, but it's just tagging. It's just lazy is what it is. You could have made something look nice. If you're gonna be a nuisance, at least be an artistic nuisance, come on. We may as well just tackle this now, I guess, to be honest. It's like, I could leave it till after doing the roof part, or the upper section, but no, we may as well just do it now. And then we can go back to having comparatively clean sailing on the top, before we have to come back and do the inner wall, and have to deal with this again. And the rust on the platform, but that's a bit more expected. Like, I can't be mad about there being rust on there. I mean, it is weird that it's metal flashing on the end of the platform, but the fact that it's got rusty is not surprising. Let's do this in small sections. And once again, like, the progress you can tell is just ground to a halt from cleaning the whole wall, using only the yellow, to having to turbo away this stuff. I guess we could probably just red it instead. I'm not sure if this is faster or not. On the one hand it feels it, but then I'm only doing one tile width instead of two that I was just doing with the turbo, so don't know. Basically doing an elliptical turbo instead of just same sort of spiral, but instead of doing small circles, we're doing a flat oval. Just eating our way up. Yum, yum, yum. Pasty paint. It is awfully pleasing having a nice hard line going down the edge of the tile at least. And of course the ironic thing is that I'm going to spend a lot of effort on this, get this all perfectly clean, but it's not going to ding yet until I do the rest of it. And then because I've been really thorough on this bit here, I'll probably get halfway down the upper section and then it'll go ding. And I could have probably not done this last little section here, but oh well, that's fine. That's much better anyway. We will want an extension on again probably. Just halfway down. Oh yeah, we need the extra long again. Get how anemic this is over not even a long distance. It doesn't take long for it to just really lose any power. It does amuse me when the extra long extension was added for the mayor's house. I remember seeing some people make complaints about the fact that, oh, but you only give us the basic washer for free, but we're using the other ones by now. It's like, well, you should be able to afford it then. But the mayor is a cheapskate, have you not noticed that part of the law? But also, basic washer, that's all you need. For that one in particular, like, you were using the turbo on the egg stains anyway, so it made no difference which one you used. Because you didn't have the Pro unlocked by then. You did have the Heavy Duty, I think. Randomly doing the light because it's there. Now, how close do we need to get this? Pretty close. So we did have to do all of that graffiti after all. There we go. Nice. Okay, and then we've done the screen, and we've done... Well, we haven't done the rest of that platform wall, have we? 62%. We have already done 20%, and it's not even been an hour. That is the difference in whether you have to deal with mold or not. We've just had to do the paint that was on the advertisements and the graffiti that was on that end wall. But I don't see any on this one, so that's good. Got some lichen though. It's easier to do shorter back and forwards than it is to do the full width. Also, we can just do the short extension by now, surely. The lichen definitely takes a little bit more time. Do need to go a little bit slower. Okay, so I've missed quite a bit up on the top here, it seems, as I was zooming along, doing the ceiling. There's all these strips. I don't think I have to pay much attention to as I go across again. Bits in the corners and stuff. Maybe we do need to pay a bit more attention. Go along here for now. And then deviate up when we need to. What have I missed then? Not much, that's for sure. Just not quite thorough enough on this section. Oh, bit more of a edge down here. Nope, not quite. Okay, yeah, there's quite a few little bits that I did miss. It's really hard to see what's not done though. Once again, we're having a similar experience with the mould wall that we had on the other side, where it's like you're holding awfully unnoticeable bits against me. Doesn't help that it's not a very reflective surface. Don't want to spam tab too much because it's just going to be messy. It's just little bits up in the corners. Does not seem particularly... Yeah, there we go. See, I didn't even see any difference between what I was cleaning then. Before and after. But whatever. Let's clean these lights. Alright. So 62% is pretty nice, given that we finished last one, started this one on 42%. 63% in fact, there we go, 21% in a single session, that's nice. Okay, so we're going to pick us up again and do the floor, which should not be too big a deal, I think. Until we get to the oil. The oil's going to be annoying. But yeah, first, time for a drink, time for a stretch. I recommend you do the same. See you in the next episode.